Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear, listening into another 3DS Game Ideas video from me. And firstly, I will apologize that I did not take the time to find screenshots for this video this week. I was lazy because I kind of got put behind because there were other things that were taken care of for Easter to get started. So you'll just see the thumbnail I made for the video, unfortunately. And the game is Death Crimson Ox. I was about to say it backwards. This is another game that I remember from the Dreamcast era. As you noticed, I've talked about a lot of Dreamcast games for the 3DS. One, because the 3DS is basically in its twilight years, so it's getting to the point it will be moved eventually. Even though I do think they have some pretty big games slated for it for the next year and a half. I think after that, it's probably going to just like slowly dwindle out. But Death Crimson Ox was like, or OX, I think that's probably how it's supposed to be pronounced. It was one of the games that I remember from back in the day because I've played it a few times. It had an odd control system. It's an on-rail shooter, but it had an odd control system on the Dreamcast where you had to hold the analog stick to aim. Like wherever you held it, that's where it positioned the cursor on the screen or the reticle on the screen for you to be able to shoot. So I was thinking, what if they took this concept, put the game in there like that with that mode, or then added in a gyro mode so that you could turn and aim in the same exact fashion, where it kind of has like a zoomed in view at the top screen. I mean, like the regular mode would be the full screen on your 3DS at the top, and then at the bottom it would show a zoomed in view of what you're aiming at. The bottom screen would show like the zoomed in view. So either mode you're playing, you get like the top screen where you see all your stuff, all your stats and score and all that shit. And then the bottom screen just has like an extreme zoomed in view of whatever you're aiming at for a better, more precision, more precise aiming, which could actually even improve how the difficulty of this game, because this wasn't exactly a hard game. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard either. It was just like middle of the road. So this is with that they could put in a mode to this game where you need precision aiming, that you could like take on enemies where you have to shoot them in like specific spots, and you could use that bottom screen to, finesse your shots. And I think that would be cool. Like, it would be nice to add something like that to a game like this. And plus, this isn't really a very known game. Like, I've brought this up to people before, and they didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. So, like, let's try this. Let's see if this would make sense. And to me, adding in that, just keeping the base game the same, but adding in that feature to it, because that's something the 3DS does, completely reinvigorates what it is and what it was, and it makes it more, to me, it would make it more fun. And on top of that, you could add in extra challenge that now people can actually take on with little issue. It's just another way to play the game. Sort of like it could be like a bonus mode that they add to this specific game where you have to aim more precisely to kill targets. Now, I think there were some enemies you kind of had to do that with, but I don't remember the game very well because it's been like so long since I played it. But even still, like with the 3DS and having the two screens, you can use one as just your base layout where you can see everything, and then the bottom screen could be your aiming screen. I think that brings a different dynamic to it, and it's something that can only be done on the 3DS currently. It can't be done on the Vita. It can't be done on the PS4 unless you want to like change screens up, but people complain about that shit. PS4, Xbox One. It could be done on PC with two separate monitors, or if somebody decides that they want to use like a program like iDisplay and use their phone as like their secondary screen, that could actually work. But how many people want to do that type of shit? 3DS has it built in. It can't be done on the Switch unless you were to have two separate Switches, but then you'd be playing one game or two separate devices, and I don't think people want to do that. So, and I mean, not, I'm talking about as one individual person playing it on two completely separate devices. I don't think a whole lot of people want to do that. So, 3DS is perfect for what I'm talking about. Uh, and since it's an older game, it doesn't have to be super expensive. It won't cost so much to do the development. I wish I knew who had the rights to it. Um, but again, this is just me thinking about stuff that would be cool to go and take and be like, oh, we can do this with it and make this possible when it wasn't before. So that's just me over. I guess that's just my thought process and wanting to see games like this come back because there's not a whole lot of them now, and it depresses me some because the games where you just wanted to pick up, play, and have fun, that era of gaming is like dead. And like is like there are games that are coming out now that are like that, but they're not as well promoted, I should say, as games where you basically sit down and play solo or you sit down and play online with other people, but you're still by yourself. I don't know. I don't remember if this game had a two-player mode. I think it did. And in that case, you just have to be playing on two separate 3DSs with like the local mode or on online. Um, but that's about it. Yeah, and I said that right after what I just said. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.